it's nice to have money, but if you don't have a planet, you don't really, it's like useless.
Hi, my name is Ankur Shah and welcome to my YouTube channel. I make videos on environmental and cultural issues with a focus on how we can leave the world better than we found it. So I'm here with Judith and Jonathan, the creators of a platform called Shade of Green that focuses on sustainable alternatives. So they focus on products that are good for the environment and minimize the impact on the environment. And they're really passionate about sustainability. And we're going to talk more about Shade of Green, how it works, the business model, and some more information so you can get started and know more about sustainable shopping. Judith and Jonathan, what is your personal definition of sustainability? It's conventionally defined as the ability to use the current resources without compromising the future generation's ability to use them.
Mhm.
And people agree on this, but if you have a personal definition that you abide by and you've incorporated into this platform, Shade of Green, what would that be?
I think for me, sustainability is consume without harming the planet,
Mhm.
taking only as much as you need, and also trying to find solutions for waste that we created.
Jonathan, you have anything to add?
Yeah, for me, I always think like what is unsustainable, because it doesn't really make any sense to be unsustainable. I mean, we used to be able to do it because there weren't many of us here, and there was plenty of everything else around for us to just do without thinking about how much we were going to need of it. But now with how many people we are, like unsustainability, I don't even know if it's a word, but it's not even an option.
Yeah.
Like if we want to keep living and surviving, we just need to be able to renew and we need to be sustainable. So
Absolutely.
I just see it as the only way to go,
That's on point.
basically.
Agreed. Because we have a finite planet with finite resources, and we can't
Yeah, exactly.
be living infinitely. So completely agree with that. What inspired you to create Shade of Green? And for our new viewers, could you go into more detail on what Shade of Green is and how you came up with this idea? What inspired you?
Yeah, sure. So I'll just start at the beginning. Is that Judith, for a really long time, she's been looking and searching for sustainable products and also buying them for in our own lives, just making our own cleaning supplies, buying things that are plastic free, that are compostable or renewable and things like that. And it came to a point where, we talked to our friends about it, and their friends were like, hey, that's pretty interesting. Like, what products do you use and where do you buy those? So she would write out little lists and give them to them so they could see where to buy it. And then I asked her, like, do you know of a website where all that is just basically lined up and people can search for it? And she said, no, that'd actually be great. So that's basically where the Shade of Green was born. We bought the domain name and started adding products. So basically what it is, how we envision it to be, is that you use something in your daily life and you're thinking, this uses a lot of plastic. I buy one and I throw it away. Is there a way that I don't have to do that? So you type in that product, like a toothbrush, you use a plastic toothbrush, you type it into our website, and we show you a list of toothbrushes that are sustainable, wooden or made from recycled material, but mostly wooden, I think, for now. And that's basically the way it works. And we wanted to add another layer to that, inspired by David Attenborough, that we were going to use our profits to Rewild, because we felt weird. All these other people are out there making these amazing products. Like, we don't make anything, we just showcase them. Like, we want to make some money with advertising, and it would just be weird, to pocket all that money, and not what we want, because we want the earth to heal itself so we can stay on earth. So we thought, rewilding seems like a really valuable option for our future. So we want to buy plots of land and then let it rewild, and then in perpetuity, so nobody can touch it. We don't really own it. It's just given back, and nobody else can touch it either. So
Wow.
I think that kind of sums it up.
So how do you find products that are sustainable on the platform, for the platform? So what I mean is there any criteria you use to get products on the platform? And how do you research them? How do you find them?
Well, we are working, because this was a question on Reddit before. So we are working on adding a screening process to our website, so people can actually see how we judge the products that get on the website. But we haven't finished that one yet. So now it's just, yeah, we kind of go through a list of questions for every item that might potentially go on the website, and see what materials are used, where the materials from, where it's made.
Yeah, if it's durable,
Yeah,
if it's biodegradable or compostable. Basically have like a little checklist we go through.
yeah,
And sometimes it really comes down to the small details, because you know, these terms that we work in are being thrown around a lot. And there's greenwashing as well. And then you can look into like the ingredients of a product and you can see, hey, wait a minute, this is like super toxic plastic, which is hidden away here. So we're not going to put that on the website.
And since you are based in France, do you focus on products that are in the EU or anywhere in the world?
Anywhere.
Anywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
Anywhere. But we must say it's mostly America, Europe. We're not saying we don't want other products from the other regions on our website, but it is different languages and it is just more difficult for us to find.
Sure.
Because Europeans are using English more and more, and Americans obviously use English as well. So
perfect.
But yeah, anything basically.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
You're open to, okay. Makes sense. And do you focus more on the products themselves or the company as well? Do you look at company ethics and maybe the reports or any of their past behavior, or is it more on the product by product?
I think both. Some companies might have a lot of unsustainable products and then just make one thing, and yeah, it's less charming, I think. And I think the small companies, they are really easy to talk to. So if we have questions, and that happens a lot, then yeah, they're more approachable than big companies, and also they like to focus more on the product they're making, which often gives better quality.
Yeah, I think it's also when we contact them and they say, oh, hey, thanks for your question. Then they give us all the information we requested and like a ton more. That gives us a really good idea of what kind of company we're dealing with. But if we email them like, hey, what's this part of that product made from? And they say, well, you know what? I don't actually know. Let me check with our manufacturer or something like that.
Yeah.
Then we, our alarm bells goes off and we think, maybe they don't really know what they're making. And that's for us very important, that the things on our website, that the people who make them, they know what they're making. And yeah, sure, some outsourced parts, but they are very knowledgeable of the whole process. So that's very important to us.
Makes sense. Wonderful, wonderful. So you constantly interact with companies from which the products you display. That's really good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So one thing I wanted to ask is the products on the website, many times what happens is sustainability becomes, it's great, but it's sometimes expensive for people in the middle class or people who are interested, but then it's a cost inhibition.
Definitely.
So do you consider the expenses, and do you have affordable products for people from all income categories? And is that a criteria that you look for?
We don't actually judge the price, because the website is also kind of an inspiration, and just for people to see what is possible to make. There's a lot of products that are really affordable for anyone, but there are products that are more expensive, and even we dream of. having.
We can't afford
It's just
those.
not possible.
But it's nice to dream.
Yeah, and also
it's nice to show.
Yeah, and some products might be you might be able to make your own. So yeah, it's not just for buying; it's also an inspiration.
So maybe people can look at it and think of ways to make it themselves. And
exactly, yeah, we're trying to find a way to implement that as well on the website.
Yeah, DIY section.
Oh, so, wonderful, wonderful.
We might try to make something ourselves one day too.
Time allows it.
Because it's possible. It's just, yeah, we changed very slowly, like things in our own household, we changed it really slowly. And from the start, I thought, oh, we're going to change everything immediately. And that was just not possible because, well, we don't have that kind of money. So things went pretty slow, but I think it's better to just start adding better products in your home slowly than not at all.
Yes, agreed, definitely. And what are some examples of unsustainable products that you may have used in the past but now replaced? So you mentioned plastic to wooden toothbrush is one. I just want to hear more examples so our viewers can also think about that.
One of the worst ones that I'm almost ashamed of is that we used to use these, I don't even know what they're made of, but these wet wipes for tables, like the antibacterial little wipes that you grab out of a plastic thing. And I think they're kind of plastic-ish themselves. And you know, you use it once, clean your kitchen surface, and you chuck it. Yeah. And that's something we used. And thankfully, many years ago, Judith found these bamboo cloths, basically tissues that you can use. She made her own spray, which has the same characteristics as the other antibacterial soap stuff. And you just spray and use that, and then you chuck it in the washing machine, and then you can use it again.
Wonderful. Yes.
That's one thing.
Sponges,
yeah. Loofahs now.
Yeah, we're using a loofah, which is kind of cool and sometimes disgusting. But yeah, it works great.
Okay. Wonderful.
The water bottles, of course.
Water bottles.
We always take our Lunchables with us in jars and bring cutlery and
beeswax wraps.
Yeah.
Instead of plastic bags.
Yeah.
So that worked really well.
Like the feeling of needing to change was not just because of products, but also because of food. That you figure out somehow that a bread has 100 ingredients, and then you think, that used to be not really necessary, and then you see all these added ingredients in food, and at some point I thought life used to be simpler, not just for me, but maybe for my grandma, and I started to make things my own, needing less ingredients and feeling better about it because I knew what was in it, and
definitely
that changed the way we went grocery shopping as well, like bring our own bags, keep saying no to plastic bags.
I do that all the time.
Everyone. Asking strange questions like, oh, could you put this maybe in this box instead of giving me a new one?
Now on the food, we have a local farmers market. Where just all the farmers from the neighborhood, they come and they bring their wares, and it's direct, it's not expensive, and it's basically you just buy almost single products, single ingredients. It's just really pure everything. And that's something that's helped us immensely for the feeling and also for actually contributing. In that, like we almost chucked all processed food out of our pantry. And it's just healthy, and you know, it's nice. And we talk to the farmers, like we're friends with them. They know us, and we know what they have, and we know when they have it, and it's it's fantastic.
So one of the questions I had was, what makes Shade of Green as a sustainable products platform different from other existing ones you might have come across, and what is the most unique thing about this platform?
Well, I think you should use it because it brings you really close to the people who make it. It's always a direct link to the people who make the product and sell it from their own website. So all the middle people are cut out. We don't sell anything. So it brings you really close to the producers. And then there's the added factor in that we also, when we start making money, we'll use it for good. We're not going to all stick it in our pocket. We're going to buy land and let it be wild, and we want to make that as as shareable as possible. Kind of like Ecosia, they have their tree counter.
Right.
Like, we want to make it directly visible. Like, hey, you use our website to find products. This is what you've contributed to a piece of land and biodiversity and tree coverage and things like that.
No, that's wonderful. I think, I've never come across a selling platform that uses their profits to rewild land. And I think that is extremely unique and quite a great move on your part.
It's nice to have money, but if you don't have a planet, it's like useless. So we need money to live like everyone else. But we don't want to make a profit for ourselves. It's just, need money to live and eat, and then just spend the rest on
land.
Yeah.
So closing out, do you have any other comments or questions or requests for anyone listening to this conversation? Anything you want to tell them? Shout at them.
Please visit our website.
Absolutely.
Anything else? I just don't feel guilty too much. Something I would say. Do what you can do and do it well.
Yeah, don't get overwhelmed.
No, if you
don't think you have to do it all or nothing.
Just see something that you can do and then do it. That's the way we suddenly have a business now, which is not something I ever envisioned in France doing. You just start, and then things happen, they roll. So don't feel guilty about doing nothing. Just see something like, picking up trash, or eating this or not eating that. It's, you can start small and simple, and it is kind of almost addictive just to see how you can kind of participate in everything but kind of be on the outside too.
Right. So everyone, please visit shadeofgreen.com. They're a great platform, great people, and the team really cares about our planet. They want to rewild the land with the profits they have, which is not something I see often done by other platforms. So please do check it out. Purchase a product if you like. And thank you so much for being here. And
thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Anybody reach out to us on Twitter or Instagram or through our website. Like, we're happy to talk about anything, basically. So
if you like this video, please consider subscribing for more videos on environmental topics. Thank you so much for watching.